In this video, we'll focus on the disposal of non-current assets. So when we sell or make a sale of a non-current asset. So Johannes bought a car in 2015 and the vehicle was bought at a cost of 30,000. Accumulated depreciation up to date 2020 is 18,000 and the vehicle has been sold for 15,000. So before we get into it, always remember this rule. So we'll say Daddy Kyle. So whatever you credit and whatever you debit. So you always debit your assets, your drawings, and your expenses if they increase. And if they become less, you'll do the complete opposite, okay? And your income, your liabilities, and your expenses will always be, no, this is your equity, will always be credited when they increase. So keep this in mind. So let's start off with our vehicle account, our disposal. So we'll say vehicle. This will be our disposal. Accumulated depreciation. Okay, so just keep this in mind. Or we should just have it all here. So we have your vehicle disposal, accumulated depreciation, and your bank. So let's just start from the scratch. We gather all the information. So Johannes bought a car in 2015 and the vehicle had a cost of 30,000. Okay, so we bought the vehicle, bank, 30,000. This is vehicle. So you see what we do here? Bank is an asset, so it usually increases on the debit side, but now we left money came out of the bank for that asset. So we will record it on your credit side. And every debit has a corresponding credit. So we credited the bank account with our vehicles of 30,000. Now we will debit our bank because we have more cars. Our expense increases in this case. 30,000 bank. Okay, we move on. So accumulated depreciation up to date is 18,000. So whenever we record depreciation, we always debit the depreciation account because it's an expense. We pay more expenses or we incur more expenses, and then we credit accumulated depreciation. So say the balance, or you just say depreciation is 18,000. Now, the vehicle has been sold for 15,000. The vehicle has been sold for 15,000. Now, vehicle, we need to dispose the vehicle. We need to take it out of your vehicle account because we don't have that asset of 30,000 anymore. So we take out the complete cost and we credit it to your disposals. Then remember, every credit has a debit, every debit has a credit. So we credited the vehicle account. Now we need to debit your disposals with your vehicles of 30,000. We have that right. Now we move on to your depreciation. We need to dispose of all the depreciation. So when we sell an asset, we take out everything pertaining to that asset. We take it out of our books. So to take that out, we need to always do a contra. So now we'll dispose of 18,000 of our accumulated depreciation, or just your depreciation. Now we debited accumulated depreciation. Now we have to credit our disposals with that accumulated depreciation of 18,000. Now we go to your bank. So your bank, we sold the asset for 15,000, meaning we received 15,000 more money in our bank for the disposal of sale of your asset. Then we debited the bank. Every debit has a credit. Now we credit the bank with that same 15,000, okay? So we close off all the vehicle accounts, okay, but I'm just giving you this example here. You will not necessarily do this, but it becomes zero because that vehicle does not exist in our books anymore. And the depreciation for that vehicle does not exist anymore in our books. We have completely taken it out. That's why it balances 0, 0. Now, we find the highest, which will be your credit side of 33,000. Meaning our profit will be 3,000. And we take this to the profit and loss account. So the reason being is, if we take your accumulated depreciation minus your vehicle, so we say, just for knowledge, just for you to know, if we say your 30,000 minus your 18,000, the worth of the asset is 12,000, okay? It's worth 12,000 now, your net book value, which is your cost minus your accumulated depreciation. It's 12,000. That's what it's worth. But we sold it for 15,000, meaning the 3,000 is our profit. And then we will go put that in our other account. So if you want to do this in other entries, we will always say you debit disposal and then you will credit your asset. See, asset is credited, meaning it became less. And then we will debit your disposal, accumulated depreciation, and then we'll credit your disposal. Then what we do next is we will debit your bank and then we will credit your sale of your asset. No. We'll credit your disposal. So this is your sale. The money you received to make that sale. So this is how you would do this. Thank you, and please comment below if you'd like to see more videos or if you have any questions.